Hi, Shep, Hyken, your customer service and experience expert, and today I'm going to discuss how your process can sometimes cause friction in your business. Now, here's a true story that was shared to me by a friend of mine and colleague in the speaking business. The short version is that there's a doctor who's probably actually a very good doctor, but he's a terrible boss. When a patient, as in his customer, complains about something, he listens and then he goes back to his employees and in a knee-jerk reaction, he berates and punishes them by taking away their incentives. Now you can only imagine what that does to the morale of the team. And what happens next? Well, the employees quit, which is completely understandable. There are plenty of employee surveys that point to the number one reason people quit their jobs. Many people think it's about money, but it's actually due to lack of appreciation from their boss. Now, it's okay for a boss to be hard to work with, but the boss who has high expectations can still show appreciation and support for the employees. Receiving a complaint from a customer doesn't mean it's time to turn on your employees and yell at them and berate them. To the contrary, it's the time to sit down and find out why it's happening. And here's the interesting part. It's usually not the employee's fault. And it's not the customer's fault either. Most often, it's the process. Now, here's a simple example. Let's make the assumption that the doctor has hired employees who are friendly and competent. The doc is running behind and patients in the reception area are becoming very impatient. One of them becomes angry and complains. Now, this doctor doesn't understand the real reason behind the delays, which are due to overbooking. Instead, he thinks the delays are due to the poor management by the front desk personnel. Yet it's the doctor who insists they actually overbook patients back to back. When there's a problem, even if it appears to be the employee's fault, you need to understand why it happened. And if it's related to an employee's attitude, that's a coachable moment. Managed the right way, you'll get the employees back on track, or you'll quickly learn that he or she needs to go to a different position or another job in another company. If it's because the employees didn't know what to do, then it's simply a function of training, which is tied to your system and process. If employees aren't properly onboarded and trained for their jobs, you can't expect them to perform at their best. Or maybe it's just a bad process or a system that needs to be fixed. This is something that needs to be discussed, managed, and corrected. And here's the interesting part of all of this. The late Dr. W. Edwards Deming, renowned professor, statistician, and author, stated that 94% of problems are the fault of the system. People can't perform better than the system allows. So, in most cases, it's not the people, it's the system or the process. If you work together with your people, you can focus your efforts on fixing what's broken. Well, I hope you enjoyed this short lesson. Thank you very much for tuning in. This is Shep Hyken, reminding you to always be amazing.